If you feel like your experience is holding you back from pursuing the career that you want, I'm really excited to tell you about today's sponsor and partner here on the channel, SNHU, Southern New Hampshire University. SNHU has one of the largest accredited nonprofit online degree offerings in the country. They have several programs. Let me just tell you about a couple of them. They've got programs in communications, computer science, cybersecurity, one that I think is very applicable to a lot of you here on this channel, where you can learn to solve complex cybersecurity problems by applying systems thinking and adversarial thinking to your skill set. Another one that I think could definitely be something of interest could be the data analytics. Use industry tools to gather, interpret, and visualize data techniques most appropriate for a given challenge. And a third one could be the game development. You could learn to create realistic, dynamic gameplay experiences with game AI, game physics, 2D and 3D graphics, and interface design. There are so many other programs, including those in graphic design, healthcare administration, HR, and social media marketing. Some of the best things to note about SNHU: their radical affordability. Their online tuition rates are some of the lowest in the country. SNHU was also voted one of the country's most innovative universities by U.S. News and World Report. So go ahead and check them out, snhu.edu/Sneed. Use the link that's in the description. It's pinned in the comment of this video. Check out all their programs, request the free information on those programs that interest you. It really is a great way to jumpstart your career by getting the training that you need to be competitive and ready.
I think it's really healthy, man. I think it, is definitely a notch in the belt for what Hans was able to get done so far. Him and Sampath. Sampath and those guys talked about, the pathway to being accretive with that particular plan. I think it's working. Gross ads are up in the places where C-band has been built out. And I mean, when you couple the network performance with these particular plans, Verizon seems to be doing well, and it's showing through in the overall numbers. I mean, gross ads are up, wireless service revenue is up year over year and sequentially quarter over quarter. EBITDA is up, free cash flow is up quarter over quarter. I mean, I, I don't know. I'm not sure how else you can say a company's doing well. I mean, Verizon, they were able to win root again. They won more, you know, metro markets. They're very, very competitive at the state level, and they tied in at the national level in second half of 2023. I don't anticipate them doing any worse than a tie in first half 24. So, I mean, by all accounts, you see very, very good momentum with those particular plans, and I expect that that same spirit with what they launched on the prepaid portion of the business. I expect that to continue on that side of the house too. So, um, seems like Verizon's on a roll right now. Looks pretty good.
Yo, Frank, let me bring you in here. Positive postpaid phone net adds are expected for the rest of the year. Churn rate is expected to be flat or lower the rest of the year. Prepaid appears to be stabilizing. The outlook looks pretty good to the upside the rest of the year and into next year. What's your take on some of those items that I just discussed?
Well, when you put the marketing push behind the machine, this is what tends to happen. I mean, that's where T-Mobile's kind of just the only category, honestly, where T-Mobile's been number one in the last decade, I'd say, is in their marketing. And, taxes and fees included, and, Netflix and Apple TV
Value.
included for free and all that stuff. Exactly, value. But value is what you get, price is what you pay. So you get what you pay for. And with Verizon's My Plan taking positive momentum swing in this quarter. That's due to the fact that customers get to pick. And then another thing that I've seen since, taking my new position with the company is that every month you can change your perk. And unlike where with T-Mobile, where they would charge you like a proration for canceling your Netflix or changing your plan, with Verizon, there is no prorations for changing your perk. You could literally go into your account, change it in the middle of your billing cycle, and it doesn't hurt you. You just continue paying the same $10 going forward. So I think the customers like that aspect of it as well. The fact that they don't have to stay with the same perk the whole month if they don't use it. So everything's going to stabilize. Things are going to continue to get better. Another perk coming down the pike, just wait. Amazon Prime is going to start being included starting in the month of September as well. So that's going to be big. It's going to
Oh,
be
damn.
$10 a month as a perk as well. So just wait for that.
What do they sell it as if you were to buy it from Amazon?
$15 a month, because that's what I'm paying right now for the Prime membership. If you buy it annually, they give it to you at a discount of like $8 a month, so it
Okay.
comes out to like 156 for the whole year.
Can you
But
buy the annual through Verizon as well?
you can. They're gonna let it be discounted, I think, down to like $90, so it's like $60 off.
That's pretty damn good.
Uh,
That's
I
amazing.
mean, this is some breaking news. Obviously, I'm breaking the seal here on this, but this is coming down to pike. It hasn't been made official yet, but we were discussing it today internally in a meeting for the iPhone launches when they're targeting to launch this as well as a perk. So that's going to be big.
So, Frank, do you think they're going to trickle that down to prepaid? Because obviously we got Metro offering Amazon Prime on their top plan, and we're
Max,
seeing
do you mean namely with Total, perhaps?
well, I think if they were to bring it to prepaid, it would be through the Total brand because their position is, what do people love about postpaid? Bring that to prepaid. So, I guess Frank, would you see that coming to Total or anywhere else across Verizon's prepaid portfolio?
More than likely total, because with the taxes and fees included as well in the multi-line pricing, I think that's where total is a better value than visible. While visible has the better account access, the better network access, in my opinion, with completely unlimited data regardless of plan, you can't be on a
Yeah,
family plan with visible. Each person has to have their own individual account. So
right.
yeah, I
Yeah,
mean, I don't know for sure if they'll do it, but it kind of would
yeah.
not make sense not to at this point.
Right. Total's crazy with the family plans. You can pay 110 a month for 4 lines. Every line gets unlimited prioritized data on QCI 8, ultra wideband, all the beams, and Disney Plus and some hotspot. Life's good.
Yep, and it wouldn't surprise me honestly if with this EBITDA kind of stabilizing and the expenditure of the network going down a little bit and capex going up because of the uptick from people coming to Verizon from the other two carriers, it would not surprise me if at some point in time they attempt to do taxes and fees included on postpaid as well. I mean, with all the price increases T-Mobile's had, Verizon would be crazy not to respond to their biggest competitor as far as customer churn. So
Right.
taxes and fees might come as well
Yeah.
at some point in time.
Because as of recently, Verizon's been more of a responder than they've usually been before, and that's probably largely due to the new leadership direction for Sampath and Leslie and some of the other new executives there.
Don't necessarily think though that tax and fees are coming down the pipe anytime soon. Personally, just because $149 billion in debt is a lot of money. Verizon seems to be trying to add value in other ways, as opposed to essentially lowering the cost. They haven't really done that as much. So to introduce these pricing actions and then give away taxes and fees seems to be counterintuitive to me. So I don't see that personally, and I as a I guess a person who's in the stock market, I certainly can understand if I'm looking at a company that's got $149 billion in debt. I certainly wouldn't want to see that company looking for ways to give away more stuff. Now you can certainly do what's being done, like adding more value, making different perks and different, features available to customers at prices they can't get in other portions of the market, or by going directly to these, content things like that make a lot of sense. And they're win-win, customer business transactions, which Sneed always talks about being a good thing. And to that point, I agree. I just don't think taxes and fees being given away, it just doesn't make a lot of sense. Even T-Mobile's pivoting away from that. They don't even really advertise that as much as they used to. I wouldn't be surprised if they take that away eventually. They've been looking for ways to increase profitability, and all three carriers are, because all three carriers are insignificant portions of debt. So when you spend the amount of money that these carriers have spent on network improvements, and all of us have touted the improvements on all three networks, you got to pay for that. And I mean, I think that's where we are right now.
Absolutely. And another thing I forgot to mention before I just forget to throw this out there too into the wind, the big AT&T data hack debacle that happened in the last couple of weeks. I have seen a lot of customers churning from AT&T to Verizon. So it would not surprise me if AT&T, and this is a hot take, if AT&T has the worst churn rate in the next quarter because of that hack.